as hunting accessories that your customers might want or need. We're going to just give you a general overview of the different things that we carry. The one thing that I'll point out, you know, when fall season comes around, you got to know that your customers are going to start getting ready for hunting season. We're in early October right now in Alabama. We got archery season opening up next weekend. The different things that we carry that will help guys out, starting out before season, when you look at your different gun racks, gun holders, things like that, we can also look at like the DeWalt and the Husqvarna. We carry some of the pole saws, whether they be gas or this particular one here is going to be battery powered. They can use that to transport. We got small 12-inch bar chainsaws that they can keep strapped on their unit so they can clean trails, clean out food plots, things like that. So that's something good to keep in mind. Now we're going to start out here with, of course, the actual firearm holders. We got several different kinds, or I guess I should say different shapes. Everything we carry is going to be Copeland, which is, of course, is a sister company to Polaris. These particular ones are probably our best sellers. They're going to be more of a price point style. They've got the little grippers on them. They're totally adjustable. You can make this fit archery equipment if you need to carry a bow on your ATV or UTV, or a gun, either one. Also, as you can see, we can use it for pole saws, things like that. Now, when you're picking these out for a customer, they're all lock and ride. They're going to be labeled UTV or ATV, depending on what size hole that thing's going to have for it to work, okay? We'll go over a little bit on another unit once we move outside so you can actually see where they connect, things like that, how they're going to work. The other version is the ratchet style. Now, the ratchet style for us sells good all year long. We've put several of these on Rangers and things like that. You can use this as a tool holder. You know, if someone just wants to stick a rake on the side of their UTV or whatever that they may need it for, they can stick it in there, clamp this thing down. Another cool thing is you'll see, like, let's say that you've got them on the front of your ATV and you just got a gear bag that you don't want to fall off while you're going. You can take the strap, stick it through there, clamp it tight, you're good to go, okay? The next thing that's a really good seller for us every fall will be the gear bags for ATVs. You always want to keep those in mind. Most guys go with the black if they're going with a colored unit, let's say a red unit, something like that. Those look really good on it. And then of course we've got the camo, if you want to put camo on green or another camo unit. These particular bags we carry, you got two huge compartments on the sides for your gear. You got a small cooler in the back that'll actually hold ice, keep your drinks cool. And then it's got a little resting seat built onto it. This is something that the customer can put on themselves, super easy. Got some buckle straps. You put it on there, wrap it around, pull it tight. They're good to go, ready to work. All right, let's go outside and we'll show you a few other. The ratchet style gun holders that we looked at up front that you can use for tool holders, whatever you want. As you can see why they're called that. You can make them whatever size that you want. Got a little button here at the end. Opens right up. I brought a rifle in. This rifle doesn't have a bolt that can be fired. Everything's safe out here. But you can stick that rifle in, clamp it, you're good to go. Super easy, really fast. If you have a bow, you know, with the way these are made, it'll basically squeeze in on just about anything on your limbs or things like that if you want to hold it on there. This particular gun case, super nice and Copeland. This is something that comes on this unit, but you can also add it. It's got padding inside, so you can have this put on or help a customer get this put on any unit that they have. Rifle slips right in it. You cover it back up. Good to go. Keeps all the mud and debris off it. Also, it keeps you, if you were to bump into limbs and things, you don't have to worry about any scope trouble or anything. The really neat thing about the Polaris and Copeland line of gun boots, we've got an aftermarket version in there that bolts and it's stationary, it stays on at all times, right? With this one, you get back to the truck, you got a big old button on the side here, pull that thing off, set it back in the truck. So each time you get out of the vehicle, you're ready to go to the stand or the field, clamp it on and you're good to go, okay? We'll move over to the Ranger. This particular Ranger's got a couple of different things that have been added to it just to give you some idea. The rack on the back, Polaris calls this a tool rack. They also use it for duck hunting. As you can see, we got decoys hanging from it, which is a really neat deal. That's what a lot of the pictures you'll see online and things, that's what they're going to use that for mostly. During the spring and summer months that you need to hang tools on it, you can, you know, anything you want to, but it keeps those deeks from getting all tangled up. Come on around so y'all can see more inside. As far as UTVs, when it comes to what you need for your guns and things like that, we've got several different options. The top seller by far is the seismic. This thing basically just sits in the seat. You run your seatbelt through the center. That gets it stationary, and any sporting rifle will fit in this. They also make this one in brown that you would probably see inside. It's made more for what they call the modern sporting rifle, or AR-15, that type thing. So it can handle the longer mags and things like that. Super easy. If you have a customer with that, they can actually put that in themselves with no issue. Also, the great thing about that is we go into summer or just riding season in general, we don't want anything like that in there in the way, and we can carry 3 passengers, stick that thing in the garage, and you're done. Polaris also offers this mount. These will actually bolt in to the center. It allows you to have your guns just mounted right inside. Really neat idea. Depending on what you're going to use it for, it usually works better with rifles and that kind of thing, something with a shorter barrel. Once you get into the longer barrels, especially like these guys with the duck hunting where they're getting 28, 30-inch barrels, you're not going to be as happy with that being inside. It's probably going to be a bear to get it out. But if they're using it for rifles, awesome. It's sitting right there. It's out of any debris. Nothing can happen to it. It's out of the elements, I guess you'd say. Coming on around front, this particular UTV's got another new Polaris option that we added, which is that front rack right there. There's a million things that you can do with that rack. We've got a Polaris cooler sitting on this one. So, you know, if you're going duck hunting, which is what we set this one up for, you could have a cooler up here. You could have a big tote with a bunch of your gear in it. Let's say when you get done hunting, you want to take your waders off, throw them up front so you don't get the rest of the gear that's in the back messed up. Another thing would be, this right here would be easy to get game on. You know, it's not huge, but you could carry something on it if you needed to. It keeps any kind of blood or anything out of the back to get onto your gear. So there's all sorts of ideas, I guess I would say, that you could do with this thing. Carry corn. You could load corn on the front, pull right up to the feeder to throw it in. It's a pretty neat deal. Other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to kind of go over, this is just an overview of some of the things that we do carry that you might want to offer to your customer. End result, basically, you're just wanting to look at the 3 big things. We want to make sure that whatever that we offer them when it comes to this stuff is going to help them make things easier and more enjoyable when they go afield. Number 2, we want to make sure that it helps them in safety, because you don't have guns strapped across your back on an ATV, guns just leaned up to where they could fall and discharge or anything like that. And number 3 is we want to help them any way we can to obtain that trophy that they're looking for. So this will wind it up today, guys, and I really appreciate it.